Hey guys, Nate here with the Volunteer Tech Vlog. Greetings, students of audio-video technology. This will be a live sound report. Now, I haven't had many reports to give this year for a couple reasons. For two reasons, really. Well, the first one is that I do sound on a rotating basis along with three other folks. So, I'm not doing it every single week, which is nice because, you get a break. I think it would be a little much if I did it every single week. I don't know if I'd have the bandwidth to handle it. But so that's why I haven't done it. And also for another reason, the second reason is that we've had crazy amounts of snow. And I'm sure if you browse through the other videos here, you'll see a good amount of that snow as I'm driving around. So church has been canceled because we've gotten storms on like Saturday night and a Sunday morning or early Sunday morning, so like literally haven't been able to get to church, and it's been canceled because it's just the conditions are too dangerous. So this is another sound report, but it's not a live sound report for Sunday morning. This is the live sound report for Hollywood Game Night, the adult fellowship event that occurred last night. Now, if you've been following along, you've probably seen probably at least 2 or 3 other videos where I've mentioned this Hollywood Game Night thing, brainstorming ideas about how to do sound reinforcement for a game show type event, because to be honest, that's a little bit different than a typical Sunday morning where you've got musicians that can, get right up on a microphone. I've got plenty of stage inputs. Over in the fellowship hall, I don't have plenty of stage inputs. I'm very limited as to the number of physical inputs. There's actually only 9 tie lines in the whole fellowship hall, which is a very big room, and they're spread out, right? And we needed 5 inputs really close together, actually, and that's actually cutting it close. So that's what I'm going to talk about, is the number of inputs. I'm going to talk about audio playback and just overall how things went. So first of all, the number of inputs. We guessed, and I wasn't quite sure how things were going to pan out because I didn't know the content of the games because I was a participant. I couldn't know anything ahead of time, but I had to figure out sound through working with the people who coordinated and planned. So Katie said she wanted 1 mic for host, 2 mics per team. Right, so for a total of 5 mics plus a line input. Now I was able to get all those. And, I'm kind of glad she didn't ask for more, because had she asked for more inputs, I think I would have, I don't know how I would have gotten those. I think I would have needed a whole separate portable system, which we don't currently have at the moment. So that would have been a little tricky. The reality is, the best way to do this would have been to have 10 wireless microphones and hook up each team member with their own wireless lav, right? That would have been probably the best way to do it. But we don't have that many wireless, and then we'd have to be, putting them on and taking them off different people throughout the night. So there'd be a lot of, that would bog things down, because it'd be okay, this session is done. Now there's a new set of 10 contestants. Okay, let's get the old set that just played. They can all take off their lavs and hand them over, and then have to figure out, it would have been kind of crazy. So if I had to do it again, I think I'd probably do the same thing, because if the contestant really wanted to say something so that everybody in the room could hear, they could lean in and talk to the microphone. And that's what they have to do with a Shure SM58 dynamic microphone. That's not going to pick somebody up who's kind of sitting back in their chair, or a team of people. I mean, those 2 microphones are not capable of picking up everybody for sound reinforcement. They're capable of picking up everybody in a 5-foot or 10-foot radius for recording, because in a recording application you can really crank the gain. You don't have to worry about feedback. That was not the case here. So microphones, I'd probably, if I had to do it again, I'd probably keep the microphone count the same and just run really long XLRs for 2 of the microphones and keep the orientation the same. Or I might change the orientation of the room. If I had to do it again, I might change the orientation of the room so that it faced the 2 speakers rather than have the speakers like off to the left side. That was the only thing that was kind of a little weird, but just the way the room is shaped, people like to have it oriented the other way. So, and then audio playback. So for this one, not only was I doing the, set up the microphones and everything, boom, done, turn them on, good to go. I got to sit in the back and kind of ride the fader for the background music, and after the team was announced to come down, I'd crank it up so there'd be a lot of energy in the room, volume in the room, and the contestants would come down the middle, and then kind of just feel it out, wait till the host started talking, and then ride the fader down a little bit so there's background music, and then as the game show started, kill the music altogether. So there's just kind of having that sixth sense about when to ride the volume and when not to, and just kind of looking for cues. That was something we didn't really rehearse. It's just something that you just kind of figure out and do. I did have Marcus came up to me and he realized what I was doing in the back of the room with the music, and he said, "Oh, here, I want to play this song as we come down the aisle." He handed me a phone, and it was some Christian rap song, and I was like, "All right," and they called his team to go down as he's handing me the phone, and he's got this OtterBox on the phone, and I don't have an OtterBox, so I don't know that there's a little tab you got to pull somewhere to get at the 3.5 millimeter audio output jack. So I'm looking all over for this jack. There's no music. Kind of flubbed that one a little bit, just I didn't test it out. But even if I had found the audio jack, the 3.5 millimeter cable I was using was like way too thick to fit into that little space down there. So anyway, it wasn't really a big deal, but it was just, I'm doing a live sound report. That happened, Take your OtterBoxes off your phones when you want to hand them to the sound guy to play something real quick. It would help out a little bit. But yeah, overall I think the event went very well. Any other thoughts on Hollywood Game Night, how it went? Thought about recording it. Didn't end up doing that. It would have been a lot of kind of dead space. Well, some of the games are very quiet, actually. They're trying to figure out puzzles and do things, and the recording of it probably would have left something to be desired. But I could have done it anyway. Just never got up to the sound booth to hit record on the CDR. What was the last thing I was going to say? Can't remember. Anyway, that's enough for this edition of the Volunteer Tech Vlog. I'll see you in the next edition.